There, can you guys hear me? Great. Now, where is that chat? Let's see, does it show now? There we go. I don't know why, this streaming software was being a bit of a bitch right now for some reason. Ugh, anyway, hey, how's things been? It's good to see all of you again. Things for me have not been so good. I've actually not been feeling too well today. Yesterday, I had that sickening feeling you get in your throat when you can tell an illness is kind of coming your way. My whole family got sick recently, and I was actually not getting sick in spite of that. So I was like, "Oh, cool, I got away." And right towards the end, my brother caught a cold again. His cold was going away, but then he caught it again, and he's been coughing and spluttering everywhere. And I think he's probably passed it on to me. So, yeah, I was actually feeling quite tired and weak today. It's why in the last 10 minutes I quickly ran to my local store to just get a couple of fizzy drinks because when I'm feeling tired, they can use the caffeine in them usually keeps me up. I was actually seriously considering um I was actually seriously considering canceling this stream because I was feeling that out of it. But I thought no, I do these streams with you guys once every 2 weeks. I used to do it once every week, but now I do it once every 2 weeks. Every other week we do a watch party on my Patreon. And if I don't do this week, I'll be doing the watch party on Patreon next week, and I won't be able to do another live stream for you until the week after that. So that would be 2 weeks later. So I thought let's put the energy in and get this stream going. So hey, great to see all of you. Let's see, we got Ethan's drawing here. It says, hi Eric, happy Easter. Happy Easter to you as well. Happy Easter, Big Bash. We've already exchanged that Happy Easters on the Discord server earlier today. Joshman says, how are you doing today, Eric? And happy Easter. And how's it going on the Super Mario Brothers movie versus the Super Mario Galaxy versus? I haven't actually started writing it yet. I've written notes, but I've not written the script yet. I'm just trying to get some Let's Watch videos done. I've just edited my Let's Watch of episode 2 for Daredevil Born Again. That's going to go up on the Patreon very soon. And then episode 3 is also recorded, so that's also going to go up on the Patreon, my uncut reaction to the entire episode. And I reviewed them as well. So that's also going up. And then when episode 4 comes out, etc., I'll be doing uncut reactions to those on my Patreon too. So yeah, why Spider-Man Noir's Electro look like a literal egg? I don't know. Joshman says, Eric, how's it going on Daredevil Born Again Season 2? It's going good. Like I said, I've got my uncut reactions on Patreon, so they're going up. The second episode, I've finished editing that. That will go up very, very soon. I think probably either today or tomorrow. Depends if this stream tires me out. If it tires me out tomorrow. If not, I can get it uploaded today. And then I've got episode 3, which I'm also editing as well. So if you want to know my thoughts on it, then yeah. Anime, I did see your comment, but I was busy, so I wasn't able to respond to it, so I didn't heart it yet either. But I did see your comment. It was very, very good. I like how you ranked those episodes. It was interesting. I actually expected your ranking to be different. But when you explained your reasons, I was like, I can see why. That's very well explained. Big Bash says, Eric, I saw the Mario Galaxy movie. I liked it, but story could be better. Otherwise, it was fun. 7 out of 10. Okay, that's basically the score I gave it to. Official Funny Channel says, hey, Eric, sorry for being gone for so long. Don't worry, buddy. You're back now. That's all that matters. Is the Avatar or Mario video next? I got a couple of quick movie reviews coming next based on commissions that I've got. Avatar, the third movie is out finally, so I can use footage from the actual film. That was something I was actually considering. I was thinking, I'm going to use footage from the first 2 movies. I was thinking, should I use the footage from the third movie whenever it comes out, or should I wait for or should I just use the trailer footage? And I'm glad the movie's out, so I can start editing the movie footage in. Creators footage, creators edits, that's okay. Whenever you can afford to go on Patreon, then you can do it. There's no rush. Let's see. Make sure you pace yourself first before making your videos, says Khan. I'll definitely try. I tend to have a bad habit of, forcing myself to do more and more, and I kind of get burnt out. So yeah, I'll definitely try. Let's see. Planning on reviewing more Shadow Lord? We'll see. It depends. I've heard amazing reviews for it, but I like to watch that stuff on my own without reviewing it. There's some things I like to watch that I don't want to review. I just want to watch and enjoy them myself. I do that, like The Boys, for example. I haven't reviewed that because I like to just watch that for myself and not review everything I see. So that one I haven't. Uh, Eric, get better. Have you? Oh, thanks, bud. Have you watched Stranger Things 5? I haven't seen Vol 2 yet. I'm thinking of when I do watch it. I'm thinking of putting my reaction up on my Patreon. So that's something I'm thinking of, so you guys can see my reaction to it, because apparently I've heard a lot of bad things, but I still don't know exactly what goes down. Now, I'm going to quickly tell you guys about one of the stories we'll be talking about Avengers Doomsday. This is something that you might think, oh, I'm just mentioning, like, what has Marvel done now? It's like nothing they've done, and this time, it's nothing they've done, it's what the studio system around them has done. And I think Avengers Doomsday is going to be in some serious trouble, and we'll explain why very soon when we get to the first story. Budget ballooning, says Billy. That is one thing. But this is not something that they have done per se. It's something, like I said, the industry has done. And that's why I think this movie is going to be in trouble. Eric, I recently found the original It novel at the library. It was an interesting read. It was very long and detailed. I read about 10 pages out of an over 1,000 page novel. Yeah, we actually have that book in our house. I remember my younger brother, he was reading it. He was going through reading a bunch of books, and some Stephen King books is what he got. And yeah, apparently it's very, very long. And Stephen King can really ramble at times and just go on about nothing. Oh, hi, Fireboy. Great to see you. Caleb, it's great to see you. Anime, Billy, Big Bash, Trevor, Rohan, Khan is here. CTG is here as well. Oh, it's so great to see all of you. Eric, is Doomsday trailer coming on Monday? I don't know, but I've heard a trailer will be coming soon. I wonder if it will come after Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's something I'm wondering. Now let's see, where is my notebook here that I bring with me on all the streams? Didn't get it ready this time, but here we go. So anytime you guys do any Streamlabs or Super Chats to ask me questions, I always, write those down. Howdy, Eric. Happy Easter and love and God bless all of you. Oh, thanks, Trevor. That's really nice. I loved your awkward silence at the end of episode 4, lol. It wasn't really an awkward silence. It was because the show was so powerful that it just left me speechless. You know, the emotions and the drama. So yeah, that was what the moment of silence was. I just didn't really, the words didn't come to me yet. I was still taking in what I had seen. So I thought it was very impressive. For those of you that don't know, I just finished watching Adolescence for the first time on my Patreon. Like I said, again, the episodes, I watched all of them, and I recorded my reaction of all of them, and that's because I Hate Anime commissioned me to watch it and show my reaction to it. So that was the first time I was watching the show, and it was really good. Very much surprised me. So yeah, how are you liking Daredevil Born Again season 2? I'm actually not as mad at it as I was Daredevil Born Again season 1. That really pissed me off, that first season. You guys have seen my video, and this definitely has some of the stuff that pisses you off that pissed me off from Born Again season 1, but it is getting better. You know, there's episode 1, which I've already covered, and then there's episode 2 and 3, and they do get better, although, man, did it start off terribly in that first episode. Anime says, I haven't seen it yet because I'm still behind on Phase 4. At this point, Phase 4 is behind on Phase 4. Remember, their original plan was Kang. Now they're changing that, so I don't think you need to watch a lot of the stuff in Phase 4. So if you want to watch Daredevil, just watch it. You don't have to feel like you have to wait to see it. Just watch Daredevil on its own merits. I think the show stands on its own. Big Bash is right. Phase 4 was a waste of time. Yeah, even Subject says, I just skipped Phase 4. Yeah. Eric, what's the most pages you've ever read from a book, says Big Bash? I think the most pages I've ever read in a book was probably Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which I think was the longest of the Harry Potter books. So that's probably the longest. Official Funny Channel says, Eric, since it's Dune versus Doomsday like Barbie and Oppenheimer 3 years ago, I'm curious about Dune Part 3. Have you seen the past two movies? I have, although I do think I need to watch it again in order to really refresh myself, because there's a lot that goes on in those movies. So I think I need to watch the first two again before I see the third. Hermano says, do you like Harry Potter? Yeah, I love Harry Potter. I grew up loving it. When the third movie came out, I then asked my dad, like, that's it, get me the books. Because I was asking him before that, and we never quite did it. But the third movie was so good, I was like, just get me those books now. And I remember the books that we got. We got book 2, 3, and 4 all at once. My dad was reading 4. I wanted to read 3 because I had seen the movie and I wanted to compare how close the book was to the movie. And my sister was reading 2, but we were very young. I was 9. I had just turned 9, I think, and my sister was like 7, and she was just skipping through the pages and pretending that she's gone further than me, even though I knew she hadn't read it all. Yeah, I remember that. Have you seen Project Hail Mary yet, says Animate? No, I haven't. N Dog in the House says, Eric, I'm hoping we get Doomsday. I think it will be the only thing to ever top Barbenheimer. I don't think it will be. Because here's the thing, Barbenheimer was organic. The fans did that themselves. Doomsday is something the studio is pushing for. The studios are trying to make it trendy. And I don't think it is, because with Barbie and Oppenheimer, they were two completely different movies. Dune 3 and Avengers Doomsday are both big blockbusters. You know, so very different kind. So I think they're trying to force a Barbenheimer thing. And it's not quite working. All right, so we're going to get to the story now. And when we do, just remember that I will not be able to answer any of your questions while I'm focusing on the story. I won't be able to read any of your questions because I'm going to be focusing on the story at hand. However, if you want to ask me any questions, I won't be able to answer them unless you submit them via a super chat or a Streamlabs chat, which I'll post in the chat right now. And if you ask me a question with these, oh, where is that gone? If you ask me a question with these, here you go. Okay, so if you ask me a question via a super chat or a Streamlabs chat, I'm just linking the Streamlabs chat right now. I've pinned it in the comments. If you ask me a question via these and submit them that way, I'll be able to answer your question immediately. But aside from that, I will be focusing on the story at hand, and we are going to be talking about why I think Avengers Doomsday is in serious trouble. And for once, it's not Marvel's fault. So, what am I talking about then? Let's see. Here we go. So, what am I talking about? Why is Avengers Doomsday in big, big trouble? Well, the reason it's in big trouble is because we have not just Avengers Doomsday coming out, but we also have, if I get this up right here, we have other movies coming out. So check this. We've got Dune 3 that's coming out. We've got Jumanji 4, which is also coming out. And we also have something else coming out. HBO's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. All this is coming out around the exact same time as Avengers Doomsday. So let's look at the release dates right here. So Avengers Doomsday comes out on the 18th of December 2026, right? And guess what else comes out on 18th of December 2026? Dune 3. So Dune and Avengers Doomsday are both coming out on the same day. But 1 week later, now this is the second weekend where Marvel will still want to be number one at the box office, but Dune is also going to be competing for number one at the box office. 1 week later, we're going to get Jumanji, which is going to release Jumanji 4. Now, you might think, well, this is just The Rock, he's lost his steam, but the thing is, Jumanji is still a brand, and like with many brands, they can still get a lot of people in. So people will be like, you know what? I'm going to watch Avengers Doomsday, then I'm going to watch Dune, then I'm going to watch Jumanji. And that's three different movies that their attention is going to be split on. And then you got Harry Potter, which is also going to come out, guess when? On the 25th of December. That's the next week after Doomsday comes out, the same day that Jumanji 4 comes out. Basically, we've got 4 big movies all coming out within the span of 2 weeks. And here's the problem. For big movies like this, they rely on repeat viewings. So they expect audiences to come back and watch their movie again and again in order for them to make money. Because remember, these are all big budget movies and projects. For example, Harry Potter here, I read an article recently that said the budget for each episode of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is approximately $75 to $100 million per episode. That's nearly $1 billion just to tell the story of the Philosopher's Stone. So it's a very expensive show. Plus, HBO Max has opened up like worldwide now. Like they've expanded its territory. So it's not just in certain countries. It's now even come here in the UK. So that means families around the world will be able to watch it, not just families in America. So that means that their attention spans, they're not going to be able to direct all of it towards Avengers. They'll say, okay, I'm going to watch Avengers once, I'll watch Dune once, I'll watch Jumanji 4 once. Now, if it was Doomsday on its own coming out at this point, all people would be watching Doomsday those 3 times, but now they're going to have to split their attention 3 ways between these 3 movies, 4 ways if they decide to just, you know what, I don't want to go to the theater, let's stay home and watch Harry Potter. And there's people even talking about the fact that Harry Potter, if they want to keep people at home and not go to the theaters to watch Avengers, then what they can do, people are saying, is that what happens if they release every episode of Harry Potter on Christmas on their streaming service instead of 1 a week? That way, people will want to stay home for as long as possible to basically watch all the episodes. So this is actually really fascinating. It's basically, this is what I mean when I say Avengers Doomsday is in trouble. Normally when a Marvel movie would come out, the Marvel movie, especially if it's an Avengers movie, would get all the attention. But now the attention is split so many ways. So people will go to see it the first time, but will they go to see it the second time, or third time, or fourth time, or fifth time? Especially when they've got all of this waiting for them. So that is actually a big, big thing. Anime says Angry Birds 3 is also coming out December. Well, there you go. Even if it doesn't make a big load of money, it'll still be taking money away from these other bigger movies here, especially Doomsday. So that's what I mean. It's a packed month. And this is where we start getting to another part of the conversation. But before we get to that, I'm just going to quickly say, the fact that these studios think they can even release these movies at the same time as Avengers Doomsday, that tells me that the studios out there think, you know what, Marvel is not as strong as they used to be. They've lost their power. Usually, when Marvel was at the height of their popularity, like with Avengers Infinity War or Endgame, studios wouldn't dare put their big blockbusters against those. But the fact they are now, that tells me that they smell blood in the water. They think that Marvel is just a mere shell of what it used to be. So whereas before they wouldn't dare challenge Marvel, now they're going in and saying, yeah, Marvel, we'll challenge you. We'll see, we'll put our movie up right against yours. Warner Brothers is doing it the same day as theirs, and Jumanji, they are doing it the week after. So is HBO Max with Harry Potter. They're doing that the week after as well. They are confident that we can keep people in their homes to watch Harry Potter. We can They're also confident that we can take people away from watching your movie to watch our movie with Dune, and we are sure that the next week, rather than coming back to watch your movie again, they'll watch our Jumanji movie instead. So basically, these studios, they smell blood in the water. That's why they're all guns are blazing, going towards Marvel, and they're trying to take them out and like overwhelm them and say, you're not going to get all the audiences. We are going to give them this other stuff. So I think that is a big problem for Doomsday and why it's in trouble. Because all this stuff is coming out at the same time as Doomsday, and the studios they have no fear of Marvel. Thus, they're instead deliberately trying to compete with them. Now, this is where there's going to be another big problem for Marvel. If you think things are bad already, just you wait, because now we get down to budget. And this is where things are going to be really interesting. Because the thing is, you'll be thinking, well, if there's this much blockbusters coming out, how will they make their money? Well, here's the thing, and this is why I think Marvel should be more scared about this than all of these guys. Let me tell you why. Jumanji, now, now to talk about the budget, we'll start with Doomsday, actually. Avengers Doomsday, the budget for the movie is $600 to $700 million. And we've seen with Marvel before that even whatever budget comes out, we find out later on through their UK tax returns that they paid more money. But so that's why I'm going to say instead of 600 million, because apparently it's 5 to 600, I'm going to say 700. That's how much I think that they've spent. And that's not even counting marketing yet, so just you wait. So $700 million is how much it costs for them to make this movie. Now, compare the budget of $700 million to Dune 3, which costs $200 million. And compare it to Jumanji 4. Now, Jumanji 4's budget has not been announced yet, but if you look at Jumanji 2, Welcome to the Jungle, we did a watch party of that on my Patreon recently. That was actually, as well as the first Jumanji movie. Jumanji 2 cost $90 million to make. Jumanji 3 cost $130 million to make. So going by that price increase, I wouldn't be surprised if Jumanji 4 is $170 million, potentially. So it will approximate at about $170 million. So now the big question is how much do the movies have to make to break even? Meaning that they make all their money back, and anything above that is profit. Well, the money that usually how it goes with a studio is that whatever the budget is, you times that 2.5 times, so 2.5 times, you times that by, and whatever the number is, that is the break-even point for the movie. So when the studio starts to split costs with distributors, with theaters, and once the money goes abroad, and once other theaters get their cut and everything, this is how much money the studio needs in order for the movie to break even. So Avengers Doomsday's So here's the thing. Dune 3, it needs to make $500 million to break even. Jumanji 4 needs to make $425 million to break even. Avengers Doomsday, however, so remember, Dune 3, $500 million break even. Jumanji 4, $425 million break even. That is doable in that month of December. Avengers Doomsday, however, with its $700 million budget, it needs to make $1.7 billion to break even. Now tell me, of these three movies, which ones do you think are likely to break even and potentially make a profit, and which ones do you think are not? Because all of these movies are going to have huge marketing pushes, especially the Avengers movies. If you remember Infinity War and Endgame, they had crazy levels of marketing, and they need to with a movie like this. So they're going to spend a ton on marketing. And that Dune is going to be able to make about 500 million, even if it struggles. If it loses money, it's not going to lose, I think, a ton of money. I think it could make, say, for example, 460 million. And although that's not good, it's closer to breaking even. And Jumanji, we'll see how much that makes, but again, I think it's possible for it to break even and even make some profit, so make about $500 million, for example. But Doomsday, in this day and age, when there is so much competition and other movies coming out in the same couple of weeks, I don't know if they can make 1 billion, let alone 1.7. So 1 billion, I think, is possible for them to do. But to go beyond that, I don't know, guys. I don't know if they can make $1.7 billion. That is a huge amount they're going to have to make in order to break even. And to put it into perspective for you, Deadpool and Wolverine recently, that made $1.3 billion worldwide. And that movie made tons of money. So that was 1.3 billion. Do you think they could make 1.7 billion? Again, Deadpool Wolverine had pretty much the month to itself. The only competing movie was It Ends With Us, that rom-com type movie, which is no real competition. But to have Dune 3 and Jumanji 4 and HBO's Harry Potter all in the same month, 1 to 2 weeks apart, do you think that they can possibly like break even? Marvel needs to make $1.7 billion to break even. Do you think that's possible? I don't think it is. I think they're in serious trouble here, so we'll have to see what happens. What do you guys think? Do you guys do you guys think they stand a chance with all of these reasons I've given you? Do you think they stand a chance to make essentially $2 billion? Basically, this movie needs to make $2 billion to be a worthwhile investment. Do you think they can do that? Let's make it simple. $2 billion. Do you think Avengers Doomsday can make $2 billion? N. Doggins says, Avengers Doomsday at the moment won't make much money, but if marketing is incredible, it could make somewhat close to Endgame numbers. But Endgame was like the end of an era. That's why so many people showed up, because the characters ended in a place in Infinity War where they were in big trouble, and it's like, how do they get out of it? That's why people went in mass to see Endgame. They had to know how were they going to get out of it. But Doomsday, I think, is if anything, is going to be more like Infinity War. It'll be more like a depressing movie with how they potentially kill off characters and have Doom win, which I'm guessing is how the movie's going to end, with Doom winning, and then in Secret Wars they're going to have to stop him. So it's like, how? Oh, hi Saeed, it has been a long time no see. Arathorn says, gotta respect Iron Brew, yep. Only planning on watching Dune 3 as actual effort put into it from the creative, says Arathorn. Yeah, it does. I mean, the previous two have, so it wouldn't surprise me. The trailer did look quite impressive with its visuals as the first two movies were. They're only making money because of nostalgia, Big Bash says. Yep, and nostalgia has proved to make a lot of money. However, there have been potential leaks coming that have been leaked around of the Doomsday script. And if the rumors are true, I think the opening is going to piss people off. I mean, I was pissed off when I read it. So I think that if that is enough to put people off, I don't know if they'll get repeat viewings, quite frankly. I wonder where's Kang. Yeah, they might have him in the movie just to kill him. That's the rumor I've heard. Probably not, to be honest. Lol, says Ethan's Droids. Fireboy's like, hell no. At San Diego Comic-Con, we will get the Doomsday trailer. Well, let's see. Win or losses, and I think all of us can agree on one thing. This December is going to be absolutely stacked this year. It will, for sure. Big Bash is like, damn, when I mentioned that budget, you guys. Steve Rogers and Robert Downey Jr. ain't gonna help at this point. Especially because Downey Jr. is playing the villain, and apparently the rumor is that we might not even see his face the whole film. Which, I'll be impressed if they manage to do that. Hi Cole, it's going good. How about yourself? I think they should start the marketing now. Like, 1 billion to break even is insane. It's not 1 billion to break even, it's 1.7 million sorry, 1.7 billion to break even. We are about to get one big present. Eric Carter will return in Avengers Doomsday. I don't think it'll reach 2 billion like Infinity War or Endgame did. I'm not watching Dune 3. I found the first one boring, and Jumanji, the only worth watching is the first one. Yep, the only Jumanji worth watching is the first one, Crazy Cat Lady. Hmm. Anime says it's just a rumor, but apparently Doomsday might be moving up by a week to secure a 1 week IMAX window, since Dune is set to take those screens from the 18th. Yeah, that's another thing. You think IMAX would say, yeah, Avengers, you get to take the big screens, but they're not. It's Dune that is taking it. And I think I heard Jumanji is going to try taking it after that. And here's the other interesting thing: Spider Man Brand New Day is not going to be on any IMAX screens because Christopher Nolan is going to have his The Odyssey movie on IMAX. So it's like this year is like no respect towards Marvel. They're like, nope, no IMAX screens for you, but other movies will get them. Who would have thought that would ever happen? It has, though. That's funny. That is. Very funny. Let's see what you guys thinking. The era of Marvel supremacy is dead. Yep. Trevor is like, yikes, yikes indeed. That is quite a predicament they found themselves in. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Warner Brothers owned Dune. Warner Brothers owned Dune and made HBO Max, while Jumanji was owned by Sony. So Disney versus two Warner Brothers projects versus Sony. Yeah, exactly. I would say double or quadruple. Yikes, it is a huge yikes, says Josh Man. Rest in peace, Marvel, says Jess. If Dune 3 sticks the landing, it could be one of the best movie trilogies, says Garrett. Well, let's see. Let the MCU end at this point, says Big Bash. Well, if these two movies don't do well, who knows? It might. Billy says, I got so stoked for 2027 seeing so many great movies coming out, then I realized it can become a massacre now that Eric gives us this perspective on how movies fight for places. Well, this is a unique case where there's a lot of stuff coming out all in 1 month. Doesn't mean the other movies are going to have that issue, because usually movies are pretty spread out. But this December is going to be packed. And yeah, like Anime said, we've got an Angry Birds movie coming out that month. I wouldn't be surprised if something else is coming out that month too, although I don't know who would want to come out that month. You need a lot of faith in this movie for the budget to be $1 billion. Well, yeah. It's because this is their mainline franchise. If they can't make money on this, then that's it. So they need to try everything they can. Whew. Despite all those movies, my most anticipated December movie is Violent Night 2. I was waiting for that for a while. Is it coming out this December, Violent Night 2? Let's take a look. That is 4th of December. Okay, so it'll be out before Avengers. So anyone who wants to watch it, Avengers is fine. Anyone who wants to watch it, they'll have watched Violent Night 2 before. So yeah, they're fine. Did you hear what happened to Jonathan Majors? Nothing happened to Jonathan Majors. It's just articles that are just overblowing what happened. They said he fell out of a window, but is he okay? Like, it's a dangerous set. They did not look after him. And I'm like, let's take a look at the footage. And he fell, but it was like just a ground level window. It wasn't a rooftop or anything. And they said, are you okay? And he goes, yeah, I'm fine. Did you get the shot? Use it, he said. So it's like, yeah, he's fine. The way the articles were saying, I thought he had got seriously hurt and injured, but he didn't. Joshman says, Eric, you know we're getting Angry Birds 3 in December as well. I know, yeah. I'm aware. It was Anime that already confirmed that. Were they saying it as an April Fool's joke? I don't think it was an April Fool's joke. I heard this yesterday or something. I'm sure it will reach one. I'm sure it'll reach 1 billion, not counting the marketing. Hey Eric, it's Connor, and I'm wondering, are you excited for the Back Rooms movie since it looks amazing? I've not seen the trailer, but I've heard about it. I want to stay away from any trailers and just watch the movie. So yeah, I was asked to do a trailer reaction on my Patreon. I think it was Anime saying, "Am I gonna do it?" Was it Anime or Movie King 3000? One of the two. And they asked on my Discord, "Are you gonna do a trailer reaction?" I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh, £3.79 donation using from Streamlabs by Jonah White. Thank you very much, buddy. He says, I believe that Disney's primary goal isn't fully to make a huge profit off the Avengers movie, given the large budget and the continual spending. I feel their main goal is to prove Marvel is still a billion-dollar franchise outside of Spider-Man. Well, the thing is, Avengers is different. Spider-Man, yes, can make $1 billion and all that, but Avengers is meant to be their highest of the highest when it comes to their box office records. And if this makes, like, say, 1.2 billion, they'll it's not going to look good for them because this is meant to be like their Infinity War and Endgame, like part two of those. So they want to repeat those box office numbers and show Marvel can still like get those box office numbers. But if they get 1.2 billion or 1.5, it's not only will they not make their money back, but it won't look good in the fact that they're not making the same kind of money they used to. That's what they're going to look at. So, yeah, I get that they want to make it work long term, but the thing is, if people don't show up for this movie in enough with with the enough numbers that they need, that tells them this is the most we can get. And if this is the most we can get, everything else will be lower. So if they make 1.2 billion, it'll be like, yeah, but the rest of our movies, they won't, they'll be lucky if they get anywhere near this. Because yeah, you'll get your Spider-Mans, but what other project do they have that can reach that number? That's what you have to ask. And it will be a good indicator for them. This is like an experiment for them. Whatever Doomsday makes will be a good indicator for them if their next projects can reach that level or not. Doomsday and Secret Wars are going to be the highest that the franchise can make now. That's what they're going to look at. That's what they're going to look at with those numbers and say, okay, if this is the highest we can make with this, other projects are not going to reach these levels. So we'll have to take some of the money away and subtract it and say, okay, what on average will the other movies make then? If it's enough, they'll continue. If not, I think they'll just stop. Or they'll severely bring down the kind of movies they make, and there will have to be, special ones that have cameos and nostalgia and all that stuff. Because, yeah, clearly that trust that Marvel had where people would watch anything they make, people don't have that trust in them anymore. That much is clear. Angry Birds 3 is just going to be your average kids movie just for fun. Yeah, it will be, most likely. But it's still gonna to like, let's say Angry Birds, let's say if it makes $30 million on its opening weekend, that is still money taken away from Doomsday and from Dune and Jumanji. That is still money taken away from those movies, and it will hurt all of them, but especially Doomsday, because like I said, it needs to reach that crazy high number in order to make some of its money back. Aren't they rebooting the MCU at some point? Apparently, Secret Wars and Doomsday are going to be the reboot, so they're going to use it at the end to kind of like do a new beginning. So I think they're going to wipe the board of the characters that didn't work. That's what my guess is. Marvel is officially the failing franchise at this point, says Fireboy. It would seem so, but let's see how they do. Oh hi, no. Should I call you Non or No? Okay. Leo Woodall will reportedly play Aragorn in Lord of the Rings Hunt for Gollum. That is so stupid. Why didn't they bring Viggo Mortensen back? Well, at least he'll be in the Batman Part 2. That's a good choice. He's a good actor, good choice for that. Oh, wow. Trevor says we're also getting Robert Eggers' werewolf horror film coming in December 25. Are you kidding me with this? Like, what? Like, I knew we were getting a lot of movies. I didn't know his movie was also coming out the same day Jumanji did. I mean, I don't think that's going to be a big competitor, but it all goes to show that people will be watching the newer movies coming out. So let's see. Robert Eggers, werewolf. Where's my phone? Yep, coming out. Oh, it says 1st of January 2027 in the UK. So for us, it'll be coming out the new year. Yeah, no, but it says in the UK also 25th. These release dates, man. Let's take a look. No, for us it is coming out December 25, and so is it in the US. Wow. So yeah, that's yet another movie coming out. And Angry Birds 3, Violent Night 2. Guys, look at this. We've got Avengers Doomsday coming out this December. We've got Dune 3. We've got Jumanji. We've got Angry Birds 3, Violent Night 2, Robert Eggers' Werewolf. Is there anything else coming out? Because we've also got the HBO Harry Potter as well. Is there any other movie coming out this December that we're not aware of? Won't affect the box office, but there's a Netflix Narnia movie coming in December as well. Yes, that's another one. Jesus. Did someone just do a donation? Oh, we got a $2 super chat. Thank you very much for that. Bruce Wayne says, just got off the Hot Ones channel and found this. Oh, and found this video. Oh, cool. Oh, I'm glad you dropped by. So yeah, basically, I'll just say that to you, Bruce Wayne. what we've got. I'm talking about how packed December is going to be and how Doomsday is going to be in big trouble, because its budget is $700 million, and in order to break even, they need to make $1.7 billion. But how are they going to be able to do that when in that same month, Dune 3 comes out the same day as Avengers Doomsday, Jumanji 4 comes out a week later, Robert Eggers' Werewolf also comes out a week after Doomsday, Angry Birds 3 will come out, Violent Night 2, HBO's Harry Potter, Netflix's Narnia movie. It's going to be a packed month. And I don't think that Disney, you know, and Marvel are going to be able to make their return on investment when there's just so much content coming out that month. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Although I think people are going to get pissed off at Netflix's Narnia because they gender bent Aslan. Greta Gerwig decided to do that, which is a stupid decision. Shrek 5 was delayed, yeah, because I think Shrek 5, was that originally going to come out around this time as well? Shrek 5 was going to come out in December, yeah. So yeah, is anything else coming out in December? Guys, do you know if anything else is coming out in December? Because this is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 things are coming out in 1 month. And that's just the stuff I know of right now. Saeed, I guess you've heard about the leaks I've heard. Eric, are you going to be watching the new Narnia movie when it comes out in December on Netflix or not really? We'll see. Yeah, that Toby opening, that might piss people off. It pissed me off a little when I was reading it. 8 movies in 1 month. Rest in peace, my wallet. Yep. Just Google the leaks. People are going to be pissed, says Arathon. Yeah, that's what I said, because when I was reading it, I was kind of pissed. I was like, that's not good. Not to mention, the people that are doing what they're doing is like, why are you getting that to happen? That's just going to be a horrible outlook if that's what they're doing. Not to mention, it involves a whole world as well. So, yeah, that's going to piss people off. Like, someone I was reading about, someone who was talking about it, says that this is someone who's a writer in Hollywood, as on his Patreon, and he talked about it. And he said he wouldn't be surprised if people walked out of the theater after they saw that. Kevin Feige apparently is thinking that it'll be a big hook for people, and they'll really want Doom to get destroyed. You know, they'll really want the Avengers to beat Doom for what he's done. But I still don't think people are going to be happy. It's like, yeah, you could have, instead of going for that kind of shock factor and doing what you're doing to these beloved characters, why didn't you do it to lesser known characters or your own characters? instead of Sam Raimi's, characters. Because remember, when things were happening to them in Avengers Infinity War, those were characters that people only knew within the last 10 years. Some they only just met like a couple years ago, like Black Panther, for example. But characters like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, he's been in movies for almost 30 years. Like he's been in pop culture, so he's really, really nostalgic and people really hold on to him. And if what I've read is going to happen, I think people are going to not be happy with the way they've utilized him. Billy says they'll do reshoots for sure. I don't know. Arathorn says my nephew is going to throw a fit. He loves those films. Uh, well, ouch is all I have got to say for all of us. Because I watched those movies when I was like, how old was I? 6 or 7? Son of a bitch! Didn't even realize I did that. Don't make any jokes. But yeah, I was, let's just say 7. So I've known that I've been attached to that character for such a long time. And I wouldn't like if they do what they're gonna do. Didn't they already reshoot the hell out of Doomsday? They did, so who knows? Maybe they could change. But there's one character that gets away, and that character that gets away, the character that gets away, given the controversy that is going on about that particular actor, I'd be surprised if that character got away. But here's the thing: whatever happens, it's not gonna stick. Marvel can undo anything. The whole thing, a point about the multiverse, is they can undo anything. But the only thing is that you'll have to live with that decision they made for 2 years or 1 year, however long it takes for the next movie to come out, to see them undo it. That's if they even decide to undo it. Eric saying son of a is hilarious, says Arathorn. Well, I'm glad it's hilarious, because some people can make it sound hilarious, others can make it sound foul. I'd rather have it be hilarious. I'm gonna curse you with chicken jockey, said Anime. Yeah, sure. Hope they went my hopes to see the Young Avengers. Oh, there went my hopes to see the Young Avengers. Is that a hope you have, Billy? Because I personally didn't care about the Young Avengers because I don't think they built them up well. Can move on to the 2025 in the past, please. I'm tired of that number. Man, I wish Disney was a sesh. I don't know if you spelt that word right. Disney Narnia was a success. Is that what you're trying to say? But Eric, isn't Toby dying rising stakes? No. I bought the... What was that? I bought the biggest Lego... Oh, that's something else. Okay. A big Disney trailer is reportedly set to drop tomorrow. Really? A big Disney trailer. It could be Doomsday. Arathorn said... In the 2015 Secret Wars ends with the Fantastic Four rebuilding the universe from scratch. Ah, so maybe that's what happens. Untitled biopic film in December. Okay, I don't think that's going to make much money. I think that'll be at the very bottom in terms of revenue. Bruce Wayne has... Funny I would say Bruce Wayne has donated $5. For Bruce Wayne standards, that's cheap, but this is a different Bruce Wayne. Fans be demanding refunds after seeing... Oh, what that says? I don't want to say it out loud, just in case. Mr. Crab refunds? No. All jokes aside, they're reshooting, filming before a finished script. So yeah, who knows? Maybe what we heard is fake. Maybe it's fake scripts being sent out so they can throw us off. Because they like to do that with Infinity War and Endgame, the Russos have. So maybe that's what this is. This is an intentional leak of a fake script. Maybe that's what it is. Which is smart if that is what they're doing. But if we watch the movie and it turns out that is what happens, then man, would I be surprised that actually got leaked. Like, we know Marvel have a problem with leaks, but this would be on a whole other level if this movie got leaked. Which, it sounds legit. And it sounds quite dark too, which I appreciate how dark it is. But it also feels like it just... It's a forced sequel, and it undoes the happy ending that Steve Rogers had in Avengers Endgame, which is not a good thing. It reminds me of when The Last of Us 2 story was leaked before the game came out. Yeah, except that I consider that I'm happy that got leaked because I did not end up spending my money on it. I think I would have been pissed if I spent money on that. Oh, G Gamer's watching the Mario Galaxy movie right now. Did you say that on Discord? Ah, he is. Yeah, he said on Discord he's going to be watching Mario Galaxy. Yeah, hopefully G Gamer has a great time. Let's see. Hot take. I like the Rock Jumanji films and don't like the Robin Williams one. That is not not an incredibly hot take, or maybe it's a hot take that I've heard some other people have, but not a huge amount of people. So yeah, okay, we'll call it a hot take. Eric, December is packed. Yeah, I know. I don't even know how I'm going to review all this shit coming out in December. Like, do I just pick and choose? Do I have no idea what I'm going to do. That's a lot of stuff to review that month. Oh, Bruce Wayne has done another $5. Thank you very much, bud. Let's see. He says, from actors spoiling to insiders leaking trailers. Someone leaked the brand new Day trailer and apparently had to start over with this trailer. Yeah, they. I think I heard something about this brand new Day trailer being leaked, so that's why they uploaded it early. So, yeah, that's happened a lot of times where they leak a trailer and then they have to release it earlier than expected. So yeah. Billy says, Puller, your movie sucks and do quick reviews on the fly for each in a live stream. Nah, if I do reviews, live stream reviews don't get as much views, so I'll have to try to do some quick movie reviews and give them different types of names. We'll have to see what I do. Oh, Space Wolf, good luck on your midterms. Apparently, Steve Rogers is the cause of the incursions. Well, the start at least, but isn't Loki at fault? The thing is, there should be no incursions. They made it out like he lived a very happy life with Peggy. So for them to, like, undo the happy life he lived, that's not good. Unless they plan to do some convoluted way to tie it back and say he did live the life, but it just goes to show they're taking Steve Rogers out of the nice retirement they gave him, where it's like the war was over, the Infinity War was over. And he was, he was good, but no, they have to bring him back because Chris Evans' career is kind of down the toilet right now, and he needs to go back to something that he's popular in. And the Marvel is kind of screwed without their main characters, so that's why they're bringing Captain America back. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they found a way to bring Iron Man back too, by the end of this. They undid the journey of Peggy in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Might as well do it again. Ah, did they? Yeah, Big Bash, that does sound so annoying when kids are on their digital devices while you're in the theater. Thankfully, I've not gone through that. I think I did once, but it was not a kid, it was a guy. Heard a rumor that Robert Downey Jr. will be Doom and Iron Man in the same movie. That's something I've not heard about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to do that. They tried to get their money's worth out of Robert Downey Jr. I would not be surprised if that's something they tried to do. Robert Downey Jr.'s Doomsday, they already undo Iron Man's death. Not really, but yeah, they kind of do, by bringing Downey Jr. back. I agree, Big Bash. I wouldn't mind if they undid Steve Rogers' happy ending, to be honest. Endgame had a bad plot and failed to set up the future. It set up the future fine. They just needed good writing to continue the future, which they didn't have. They thought, we are Marvel, we can package anything. We can package a turd in Marvel wrapping paper, and you guys would take it. But it came to a point where some people were taking it, but it came to a point where they were like, okay, we can't do. They came to a point where they realized that, oh, we're not as good as we thought we were, and turns out if you keep giving them crap after crap after crap, they'll eventually stop showing up, which is exactly what they did. So yeah, Marvel are just, they've kind of screwed things for themselves, and now people are dubious to come back anytime Marvel release something. That analogy is funny, says Big Bash, but it's very true. So yeah, remember, I don't know. I'm still catching up on other videos I got to do. I don't want to add another one to the list unless it's really a, potentially a big one. So yeah, Big Bash is like a turd in the wind, indeed. Eric, which studio is doing worse, Marvel or Sony? Um, I'd say Marvel because they're. But then again, I don't know exactly what Sony's movies are. They get Spider-Man, that makes some money. I don't know if there's any other stuff that really makes some money besides their Spider-Man projects. Ooh, hmm. I have to look into that to know for sure. But Marvel are not doing good. If you look at 2025, there are three movies that came out that year: Captain America: Brave New World, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four. Did not really make the money they needed. Superman made more money than all three of those films, and they just weren't making the money that they needed. So yeah, they really, that was a bad year for them. That was. Side says, what happens if we are all wrong about Doomsday? Then good. If they make a great movie out of it and they actually succeed in doing what they want to do, then great. I'm rooting for them to succeed. It's just they've put themselves in this difficult situation because they were rushing themselves post Endgame. They were just building and building and building stuff and giving us the illusion and the fake impression that they were building up to something, but they never were. Because even with Kang, we found out that Kang was just a last minute thing when I think they were watching scenes in Loki season 1, and they were like, "Oh, this actor's good. How about we make him the main villain of the MCU?" That's literally what they did. They didn't plan him like Thanos or anything. And then in the end, fans did not embrace him in Ant-Man 3 because he sucked as a villain. And then they were like, "Shit, well, that movie flopped. It didn't make the money it needed to make." And because of that, no one's gonna want to watch this villain. And he's not been well received either. So yeah, they're in a situation. Video games are the new superhero movies replacing Marvel and DC. Well, it depends. Spider-Man 2 is kind of mediocre with its story, even though the first game was amazing. It was really good with its story. Hey Eric, just finished Oppenheimer, said Go. Oh really? Oh, what'd you think of the movie? I really hope the Russos save the MCU. I really do, man, says Saeed. Yeah, I really hope they save it too. Okay, so do you guys want to talk more about this, or do you want to move on to the next story, or is there any more questions you have? Anime says, I'm waiting until there's a re-release of Oppenheimer in IMAX. I need to watch that in IMAX. Okay. Let's move on, please. Yeah, we could do a poll. We'll see close to the time. Or I could just try to review all of them. Next story. Okay, I think you guys are ready to go to the next story. Khan says, but knowing the Russos' last film, Electric State, I've pretty much lost all respect for them at this rate and credibility. Yep. The Russos made the past movie successful. Let's give them a benefit of a doubt. Yeah, I guess we could. But they had some kind of a structure to work off of. Post Endgame, Marvel had no structure to work off of. So yeah, that did not. I think that's not worked out for them in that regard. Okay, let's set up the next story. All right. Okay, so the Defenders. Who remembers the Defenders from the Netflix Marvel shows? The show itself, I did a Let's Binge Watch video of it actually, and I was not impressed with it. I thought the show was painfully mediocre. I think that is probably one of my quotes from the video too. Hold on a second. Bruce Wayne has done another super chat. Thank you very much, Bruce Wayne. He says, actually, rumor is that Marvel is looking to push Doomsday back by a week or two. Yeah, I think it's by a week, so they can get like an extra, so they can get a week of IMAX screens in, because they don't have any IMAX screens for that month, because it's going to be going to Dune 3, so that's the rumor. In which case, that will be very good for them. They need that extra week to get at least 2 weeks worth of screenings for themselves. So I think that could benefit them if they could manage that. All right. Okay, so yeah, the Defenders. We remember them. We remember, of course, Charlie Cox as Daredevil. We also had Kristen Ritter here as Jessica Jones. And then we had Danny Rand here and Luke Cage. Now, people essentially like these three characters, except for Danny Rand right here. People did not like him. They didn't like his show. He had a terrible showrunner. He had the worst show of all of them, although I think all of their shows were pretty mediocre. I thought Daredevil's was the only really good one. And Defenders was just too low budget. It felt like they didn't really have a story. There was a lot of padding. Wasn't very good, in my opinion. Very, very mediocre. Painfully mediocre. But what they're trying to do is that Marvel with Daredevil Born Again Season 3, the rumor is that they want to bring the Defenders back together. Now, for those, little minor spoiler for Daredevil Born Again Season 2, although this is really from the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything per se. But it's been announced that Jessica Jones was going to be in Daredevil Born Again Season 2, which makes sense because she was, after Daredevil, she was the second character to get a show. So it makes sense that they bring her in, and they're going to bring her into Daredevil first. But apparently in Season 3, we're going to get the rest of the Defenders, because there's this photo here taken where, look at that, you can see Danny Rand right behind Kristen Ritter's Jessica Jones here, and the person hiding in this hood is not doing a very good job, really, and that is Luke Cage, the actor playing Luke Cage. So people looked at this and were like, oh, looks like we're going to get in Season 3, looks like we're going to get the Defenders back. Although, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they show up in Daredevil Born Again Season 2, but I can't validate that because I've not seen all the episodes. And Bruce Wayne's done another $2 super chat. Bruce Wayne, thank you very much for the super chats. If possible, try to do it through Streamlabs chat, because I get 100% of the donation that way. But if you can't, that's perfectly fine. But that's the preferred method of donating. Your message still pops up on the screen, if possible. Okay, so let's see. He says, The Defenders, basically Daredevil Season 2.5. Yeah, because it had the hand in it, didn't it? But it also, I think in the Iron Fist show, they had characters that basically like led into the Defenders as well. So they tried to do their own Avengers with that show. So yeah, we've got these characters coming back. We've got Luke Cage, Danny Rand, Jessica Jones, all coming in the Daredevil Born Again show in Season 3. So that's good. I don't want to really see their stories continue as much as I want their stories to be what's going on in the Daredevil story. I think that would be better. That's where these characters could probably benefit the most. And yeah, it looks like they're going to be coming back. So we've got, this is a recent image. So it looks like they are going to be coming back into the show. We're going to get these characters being a part of the MCU. So yeah, good for them. I'm sure they were thinking that we're never going to be part of the MCU. It's not going to happen. And I bet you it wasn't going to happen, but people have wanted the original Netflix feeling to come back of Daredevil, and now they're bringing the rest of them in. So yeah, I think this can be cool, although for me, I can take or leave these characters. I was never a huge fan of them personally. I think Daredevil was the only one where I was like, keep him on board. The rest of them, I can take them or leave them. But hey, if they're gonna give them to us, I'm curious to see how they play into the next season. Which apparently the people season 2 of Daredevil Born Again, the critics who have seen it from beginning to end, they apparently are looking forward to seeing the next season of Daredevil Born Again season 3. Apparently it ends on a cliffhanger, which I hope the show can stand on its own and work as a cliffhanger, so let's see what happens. Jess says, you're only a fan of the villain Kilgrave from Jessica Jones. Yeah, Kilgrave was a great villain, although he went out in a very silly way. So, yeah. Daredevil Born Again season 3. We're getting these characters back. What do you guys think of that? Are you excited? Did you never care? Are you just happy that we have Daredevil? Is that all you care about? Or like me, can you take him or leave him? Oh, cool. Arathorn says, started reading Chip. Oh, I'm going to struggle saying this guy's name. Chip Darsky's run on Daredevil on Marvel Unlimited today. Loving it so far. Oh, cool. Nona says he loves the news. Saeed says, I also released that Jessica Jones has changed and is not an alcoholic. Well, I never watched Jessica Jones season 2. Did she stay an alcoholic or did she stop? Jess says, heck yeah, I'm excited because this is like a street level Avengers joining forces again. Yeah, that's what it was supposed to be. That's what it was supposed to be. Yeah, with the original season of Daredevil of the Defenders. Movie King says, I feel like the only Defenders show that came close to the quality of Daredevil seasons 1 to 3 is Jessica Jones season 1. I agree, although I felt I remember when I watched it all those years ago, I thought they could have taken 6 episodes out. I thought it was, for a 13-episode show, I thought it was 6 episodes too long, personally. I thought it was very slow, I remember. Let's see. I only knew about the Defenders from your Let's Binge Watch video. Oh, really, Big Bash? That was a binge watch video I made a long time ago. I should probably check that out myself. I was going to do a binge watch episode of Daredevil Season 3 a long time ago, and I never got around to doing it because I remember the binge watch videos took a long time to do. I say take it or leave it. Let's move on to the announcement of Scream, says it's Josh Man. We'll get there in a bit. Don't worry, buddy. And Dog in the House says, I don't really care as long as better fights. Okay, cool. I think we hopefully should. Hopefully they'll give us another hallway fight sequence in the next one, because the Defenders had a pretty cool hallway fight sequence. The hallway fight sequence in Daredevil Born Again Season 2 was good, but man, was it so short. Really short. It just came out last week. Very short. Arathorn says he put a discount link for the comic on Discord. Marvel Unlimited is $2 right now and has 30,000 comics on it. Okay, so yeah, head on over to my Discord server and you can get Marvel Unlimited for $2 right now. I personally still have the comic of Batman: The Court of Owls, and I'm still waiting to read that when I find. Let's see. Fireboy says, I'm happy that all of the Defenders are coming back. I wish Spider-Man was here. It would be cool if they can get Daredevil and Spider-Man to work together, but I'm hoping that Spider-Man can come into the Daredevil's R-rated world, so Spider-Man can just see how scary this corner of the MCU is. Daredevil, he lives and breathes this darker world. That's all he knows. But I would love to see what it's like if Spider-Man comes into the world and how does he react to it. And if he came up against Kingpin, Kingpin could beat the crap out of him. And like Peter Parker would be bleeding and everything, and he'd be realizing, shit, this is not like my more sanitized world where I get punched back and I can get back up. Here, Kingpin's punches, they hurt and it makes him bleed and all that stuff. That would be cool. Like to see him in this darker world, but I don't think they have the guts to do something like that. The Defenders with a higher budget sounds hype, says Movie King. That's if they give it a higher budget, because again, Born Again, the budget doesn't seem too high. Jess says, Eric, you hated that woman in The Defenders who was with Iron Fist and thought she was annoying. Yeah, she was annoying. Very annoying. Crazy Cat Lady says, I love Jessica Jones and Luke Cage show. I didn't like season 1 of Iron Fist. I did like season 2. I heard season 2 was better, and I heard that Luke Cage, I think, was in that. So yeah, I did hear that, but I heard everyone was not happy at all with season 1 of Iron Fist show. Let's see. Bruce Wayne has done a $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Bruce Wayne. I really appreciate these super chats here. He says Punisher and Spider-Man must join the Defenders. Um, let's see if they do. I don't think they will. But yeah, I've always thought Punisher should have joined. I was surprised the Punisher didn't join in the Netflix The Defenders. I thought he would have. But given that story, I think it wasn't the best. I'm not really a fan of The Hand, which is why I don't like that they're in Brand New Day. Because I didn't even really like them in the Netflix Daredevil show. Big Bash says, Eric, who is more annoying? The woman from Iron Fist or Aquafina? That's hard. Aquafina, because that other woman, at least she can be useful from the Defenders. You know, Iron Fist's sidekick. Is that what she was? I didn't see Iron Fist, so I don't know. She was annoying, but she did have some use, and I think with good writing they can really utilize her. In the Defenders, she just wasn't well utilized. Aquafina, she's just that. She's a comic relief, and it depends if you're into that kind of humor. I'm not really. Oh, Adam Grunther, it's good to see you, bud. I haven't seen you in a long while. As I do remember all of you, and I was thinking if you were still watching or if you had just gotten tired of me. Ugh. Yeah, I think by next week I probably will be unwell. All the signs are kind of here. But it's great to see you again, Adam. I did see that you joined my Patreon again recently when I put the Supergirl trailer up. So, yeah, work has taken a shit ton of my time. Sorry, says Adam Grunther. Don't worry about it. Glad that you dropped by. And yeah, if you want, you have joined my Patreon before. You do know that I have a Discord server. If you want, you can actually join the Discord server, and you can join our watch parties. We got another one coming up this next Sunday. Every 2 weeks we do a watch party, and we chat live and everything. I'd love to actually speak to you in person, like in FaceTime calls or just audio calls. And you can join our Discord family if you want, because you've been a viewer for a long time, and I always love to chat with long-time viewers. Big Bash, as you can see, is one of them. Arathorn is another. Crazy Cat Lady. Jess. Even Sarah. Like, it's great to chat with all of you. Movie King, I Hate Anime. Have you recorded your reaction to the new Born Again episodes? I have. I've recorded my reaction to episode 1. I've recorded my reaction to Daredevil Born Again episode 1 of season 2. And I've recorded my reactions to episode 2 and 3. I've edited my reaction to episode 2. That's already uploaded on the Patreon. I just got to create a thumbnail, then publish it. And then 3, I'm going to probably edit tomorrow, and then I'll put that up as well. So yeah, you'll get my uncut reactions to Daredevil Born Again on my Patreon first, as the episodes come out. And then eventually I'll release edited down versions on YouTube. Adam Grunther says, I'm actually really enjoying Born Again Season 2. They really started to turn around for me. That's interesting you say that, because I don't know if you've seen my reaction to the first episode, where I talk about, you see me react to it, and then at the end I review the episode. I was not a fan of the first episode, like, at all. The second episode, I don't want to spoil too much, because it'll be on my Patreon for you to see, where I review it. But it was better than the first episode. I won't tell you if that means it was good or not, but it was better than the first episode. And the third episode was better than the second episode. So there is, like, an upward trajectory going on, which is good. But it's still not at the level of where Daredevil should be. Especially that first episode. Interestingly, Season 2 has, like, every 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again Season 2 is directed by different directors. And I think the directors for the first 2 episodes were not good. They had a lot of weird editing. The pacing was weird. During the action, there's weird cuts, like, in the same shot, which is so bizarre. But the directors that have done episode 3 and 4, I've not seen episode 4 yet, but episode 3 was much better directed. So I hope they don't bring in the same directors who did the first 2, because you could tell they weren't up to the level that they needed to be, especially for Daredevil. Bruce Wayne says, I don't mind when you publish them on YouTube. Cool, hope you enjoy them. They will be cut down, though, significantly. They won't be uncut. On YouTube, they are... Sorry, on Patreon, they are uncut. Yeah. I've heard from a lot of early reviews says... I've heard from a lot of early reviews that the first 3 episodes are slower, but after episode 3 it speeds up and it's very good. That's what I've heard. A lot of the reviews from people who have seen all the episodes said the first 3 episodes were not really all that special, and some people saying that the show was still just as weak as the first season of Born Again. But everyone seems to unanimously say that from episode 4 onwards, the show is amazing. I really hope that's true, but I don't know how it can just suddenly get amazing, because like I said, I'm gonna be unwell. I think these signs are here. But yeah, I thought that I'm like, if that happens, great. I want it to be amazing, but that is hard to believe. But I'm curious because a lot of people are saying that. So let's see. Hopefully, it gets good. Adam says so many of season one's detractors who have seen the whole second season are actually praising this season. I never thought in a million years that I'd see High Top Films praise this show. Yeah, exactly, because High Top Films feel is very much in line with how I feel. You guys have seen me talk about Born Again. What he feels is very much what I feel. He made a very good point when he says that instead of Cherry seeing Matt on the rooftop throw Bullseye off and cry at Foggy's death, he said it should have been Brett, who is Foggy's. He's the cop who then turns detective and gets a promotion. And he's worked with Matt. He knows Foggy since they were 4. He's he's kind of like almost like the Commissioner Gordon to Daredevil, where he's a little bit confrontational with him at the beginning, but Daredevil is friendly with him. He made a very good point when he goes that instead of Cherry, this new character we never met before, it should have been Brett on the roof seeing that Matt was Daredevil and that Foggy was dead. That was an excellent point, and I was like, why did they miss that with Born Again? Like, why didn't they bring Brett back? Also, Karen's boss, who is very much almost like a father figure to her. Oh, did I say Carrie? Sorry, not Carrie. Cherry, 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 Cherry. Man, there's a guy called Carrie that I'm watching a video of recently, so that's why I said probably Carrie. But Cherry always sounds like a girl's name. Okay, sorry, Cherry. Yeah, it shouldn't have been Cherry. It should have been Brett. But yeah, I'm surprised they didn't bring him in. That would have been better. Adam says, and yes, I agree about episode 1. I think that episode 1 was just a leftover of the Frankenstein experiment that season 1. That's a weird thing though, because that Frankenstein experiment should be gone, should be done. So yeah, it's just a bit bit weird. Let's see. I think episode 4 will have a lot more action, including bullseye scenes, and that continues on, and that'll make it more fast paced. There is one thing this show is doing that I do not get. Anytime Bullseye shows up on screen in season 2, the color of the screen goes purple, like a very dark purple. I feel like they're trying to be artistic, but I don't even know what that means. It's just a weird editing choice. I don't think they need it. Thankfully, Brett Mahoney will be in season 2, says Movie King. I've heard he will be, but it makes you wonder, where is he? Where's Karen's editor, like her boss? Where is he? Maggie, they actually talk about her, Daredevil's mother. I was saying, where was she in Born Again season 1? And they actually said that she's here. And you can watch my reaction on, I think it was episode 2 or 3. They actually said, they talk about Sister Maggie. I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, where is she? And then they go, oh, she's on a vacation somewhere. And I was like, what? They wrote her out. First, I was excited. I was like, oh, cool, bringing the characters in. But nope. Man, was that so silly. Oh. Yeah, anyway. Adam Grunther says, Arathorn, I agree. Give Bullseye his proper suit. But we'll see. Maybe they'll get there eventually. Adam Grunther says, if High Top Films is singing this season's praises after giving season 1 2 whole hour-long videos and why season 1 sucked, then I am very curious. Me too. Because I could have gone on for an hour, but I had to restrict myself into, keeping it about 30 minutes, the length of my Versus video. So, yeah. So I'm very curious too. I'm reacting to each episode, like I said, on my Patreon. So if anyone wants to see my uncut reaction, it's up on my Patreon. Episode 2, it's edited, it's published. I just got to make a thumbnail, then I got to publish it. It's not published yet. It's uploaded, I should have said. Movie King, I'll upload my second episode reaction probably tomorrow. So yeah, definitely this week. So yeah, don't worry, you'll be able to see my reaction to that. Then episode 3 reaction will be coming up very soon as well. Jack Jones says, "Do you think that the action is good or nah?" It's mixed. A big problem is that it's way too short, like way too short. The action in the Netflix show, every time there was action, you'd feel like you really got your action scene worth out of the episode. In episode 1, there's a short action scene at the beginning and there's a short action scene at the end, choppily edited and very, very quick. And then it's just over, just like that. And I'm like, what is going on? Disney should be having bigger budgets. How come they can't get longer action sequences? Even the hallway action scene, the one-shot hallway action scene in episode 3 was cool, but way too short. I wish it would have been longer, personally. That's what, it was shorter than all the hallway scenes from before. Adam Grundy says, hot take though, I want Kingpin to die this season. I love Fisk, but there are other Daredevil villains besides him and Bullseye, and we've had 4 whole Daredevil seasons of him as the villain. I agree, because after season 3, that was an amazing season for him. So they should have said, okay, now let's focus on someone else. And they were going to focus on someone else in the 4th season, and even the 5th season. I think Bullseye, the original showrunner, said that Bullseye was going to come back in the 5th season. But we sadly never got it. He planned another couple of seasons, but we never got it. So when they brought Kingpin back in Born Again, I remember I wasn't too happy about that, because it means they have to undo what they did with him in the 3rd season and say, okay, he got out of it. And even when I'm watching these episodes and people are saying, no, Mayor Fisk is great, I'm like, even like his defenders, like that therapist one from Daredevil Born Again season 1, I'm like, in this world, everyone's now the Marvel have now made the Netflix show canon. So how come no one talks about the fact that what Fisk did with Nadim's confession, it should be all up over the internet for people to access. How come that is not brought up in this season? And everyone's like, yeah, Mayor Fisk is great. It's just so weird. Big Bash, if you want to know the original plans for seasons 4 to 5, there's a video where the showrunner of Daredevil season 3 actually talks to, I think one of the comics writers or something, or was it one of the creators of Daredevil? You could check it out by looking it up, and you'll find it. He talks about what his original plans were. Adam says, we were supposed to get the son of Leland Fisk's, Fisk's old mouthy accountant from season 1. Yeah, the old guy. He was going to be the villain of season 4 of the original show. Might as well just use him. Yeah, there's a lot of the original characters they're not bringing in and using, which is bugging me. Even, I don't want to say what I think of Born Again season 2. Yeah, the Owl Arathorn, that was right. And Gladiator, yeah, which was going to be Mr. Potter. His costume maker was going to be Gladiator. And yeah, it's like, who's making Daredevil suits now? Where is Mr. Potter, like his suit maker? Where is he? Like, they're not bringing in the original characters, and those were rich and very well developed characters. So how come they're not bringing them in? It is so weird. I think MCU's Daredevil is a split, really conspired to Netflix. Like, most of everything is the same, but there's slight difference. The costume company from She-Hulk, yeah, I hope they just take She-Hulk out of continuity. It doesn't do Daredevil any favors, so just say that was an Elseworld nonsense experiment, and then then bring Tatiana Maslany back and have her play a different She-Hulk, one that is actually written better. Next story, please. Okay, we'll get to the next story. I think we just got to talking a lot about Daredevil right now, given the state that it's in. I don't think She-Hulk and Echo are canon anymore. Are they not, Adam? I mean, I'd be super happy about it, but in Born Again season 2, you still see Fisk have the scar in his eye from when he got shot by Echo. So I think that means it is canon. Although I would have no problem if they just decanonized it, because Fisk they embarrassed him. The MCU did nothing but embarrass him in Hawkeye, where he got beat by Kate Bishop, a skinny little teenage girl. And then in Echo, the biggest thing he did was beat up an ice cream man, and then got scared when an old granny had glowing hands and got a little bit of strength. Like, they destroyed his character in that. Yeah, he did get shot in Hawkeye. Daredevil has been carrying the MCU. No Way Home cameo, She-Hulk, Echo are now Born Again. Yeah, they just used the characters to bolster up shows that they didn't really have faith in. So they've said put Daredevil and She-Hulk and put him in one of the final episodes, and do the same with Kingpin in Hawkeye and stuff. And it did not It did not benefit them. Echo is canon, they're just not gonna mention it. Ugh. Adam Grunther says, and where is that scar now? I guarantee that with the reception those shows got, that they won't make a single effort to make those shows canon. I hope so. But it was in the recent episode of Born Again I was watching, season 2. I think he has, when he's talking to Vanessa, you see a scar that's right around here. That's the scar from when he got shot in the eye. So yeah, I hope they get rid of it because Born Again, I feel like they're slowly getting back on track with season 2. And yeah, I don't want them to ever bring up Echo or his role in Hawkeye again. Destroy Edit says I'm a definite new guy. Trust lol. Bruce Wayne as oh, I don't think I wrote that down. I answered your question though, so thank you for the super chat. If I did not thank you for that, bud. I know who could kill Doctor Doom in Avengers Doomsday. It's Bobby Dre Iceman. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, Bruce Wayne has done a lot of super chats here today. Thank you very much, bud. I really do appreciate that. I know who could. Oh, I read that. Adam Grant says, besides that, was from the original plan to make only the castings of Matt and Fisk carry on from the Netflix show, but ever since the backlash, they've been backtracking and making all of it canon. I heard it was around the time when the Marvels was coming to theaters, and I think pre-orders for tickets had opened, and they were at an all-time low. And a lot of insiders were saying that that actually genuinely scared Marvel. Like, they've made excuses for their poor performances before, but the low box office count for the Marvels, it apparently really scared the shit out of them, and they started bricking it. They were like, "Uh-oh, like, what the hell? This is we knew it would probably make less. We didn't think it would make this less." And that's when all of a sudden they were like, oh, they were sending flares out everywhere. Like, oh, Blade, yeah, Blade's gonna be rated R. The Daredevil show, like, yeah, we're gonna reshoot it and we're gonna make it rated R. We're gonna bring these characters in. Oh, and the Defenders, yeah, and the Netflix series, yeah, it's all canon now. It's like all of a sudden they got scared. And before they were so cocky and so arrogant, like, we're gonna do our own version and people will watch it. But it was after the Marvels, the poor, like, no, Big Bash, it wasn't because the Marvels bombed. This is before they bombed. This is when the pre-orders were bombing because no one was booking their tickets. And that's what scared them. And the Marvels cost like crazy money to make. So yeah, that really made them think we cannot keep doing this. So that's what scared them, and they were trying to make movies everyone wanted. So yeah, they were making choices everyone wanted. It's like, well, why didn't you do that from the beginning? They really had like a It's like they really had like this arrogance and this ego. We can release anything and people will watch it. And they were riding that ego for such a long time where everyone could tell it's not working, but they were like, no, we're still going to make what we want and you'll watch it. And the Marvels snapped them out of it and they were like, oh shit, no one's watching. I agree, Adam. They did get too comfortable after Endgame. I said that after Endgame, they thought, we're Marvel. We can wrap a turd into an MCU wrapping paper and you'll take it. And they didn't. Well, some people did for a while, but then others were just saying no. Big Bash, that's right. Marvel's hubris got the best of them. It's like when Sony over at PlayStation get very cocky. They did great with the PlayStation 1, they did great with the PlayStation 2, then the PlayStation 3, they got cocky, and they were not being... they were staying on shelves, they were not being sold. And retailers actually had to drop the prices down, and they had to make a loss on it because they just weren't going off the shelves. So yeah, that's what was going on. Adam says, like, they never would have brought Danny Rand back if they weren't dead set on course correcting. Exactly. They have become the DCEU from 2013 to 2017. Wow, Adam. I didn't think that. I thought that, unless I'm mistaken, last I was speaking to you, there was still some optimism from you. Has that optimism extinguished, or did you always feel like this? Or, well, it's just been a while, bud, so forgive me if I'm mistaking it and you already had this opinion. But when you say they have become the DCEU from 2013 and 2017, like, that's a pretty clear-cut statement that you think they're on their deathbed. And I did talk about earlier in the stream that how I think Doomsday is in big trouble because I think they're going to lose money on it because they need to make $1.7 billion to break even on that film. And in the month that is coming out, we're getting Dune 3, we're getting Jumanji 4, we're getting the HBO Harry Potter, we're getting Robert Eggers' Werewolf, Angry Birds 3, Violent Night 2, the Netflix Narnia. I don't think they're going to make 1.7 billion to break even, I don't think. Big Bash will get to the next story very soon. Remember, once the next story is over, it'll just be the Q&A, so stories will be over then. Moral of the story, says Ten Rexy, listen to your fans. Yep. The customer is always right, as they say. Okay, one more minute, and then we'll move on to the next story. And then we'll get to the Q&A, where you can ask me anything you want. I hate how the Netflix show ruined Iron Fist and Luke Cage. It took 5 days for Iron Fist hand to glow up. Yeah, his fist was just so boring. A glowing fist that could punch people hard. Even though Daredevil can punch people hard to make them bleed, Jessica Jones can punch people hard because she's got super strength. Luke Cage can punch people hard because he's got super strength. Iron Fist, he can punch people hard and we're somehow supposed to think it's more special than the others. It's such a weird way, his power. I don't know what they were really trying to get. You know, what they were trying to achieve with that. It was a cheap version of Arrow is what it felt like. If you watch the DC's Arrow, CW's Arrow show at the time, which is when they were making it good at the beginning, before it turned crap. Alright then. Time to move on to the next story. Oh boy, hang on, let me fix this. Okay. Well, before we do, Adam Grunther has left a message. He goes, and I love Guardians 3, No Way Home, but Christ, the more I thought about it, yeah, it's been 7 years since Endgame. I feel like we should be making better progress to be good again than this. Yeah, I like Guardians 3 as well. No Way Home, not quite. I always thought that was kind of a weak movie, and turns out the director was making it up as he went along. Tom Holland said so. He says that he was asking the director what's gonna happen. So it says, so what's gonna happen today? And he says, I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. So props to him for making a passable movie, but damn, that's not how you're supposed to be making a Spider-Man movie. So hopefully the next one they do good by it, and they do a lot with the man spider thing. I don't want them to go light on it because you don't really get many chances to do something like this. You're gonna have one chance, and you got to make sure that it's worthwhile. All right. Here we go, Scream 8. Now, Scream 7 has made not a huge amount of money, honestly, but it's made more money than the rest of the movies in the Scream franchise, not adjusted for inflation. If you adjust it for inflation, the other movies will have made more. But basically, Scream 8, they're gonna make another. They're gonna make a Scream 8 after Scream 7 because it made a lot of money by horror movie standards. So they're gonna make another one, and they've got 2 new writers coming in because Kevin Williamson does not want to come back to direct or write the next one, but I heard he did say he's going to be monitoring these, so that's a very vague sense. We don't know how much he's going to be monitoring these, but we'll see. So, Anime says, what the hell is Poker Face? I do not know. I've not seen it. Now, the 2 writers we have here are Lila and Nora Zuckerman. And it says, these 2 are better known as the Zuckerman sisters, are set to write the 8th installment of the long-standing slasher franchise created by Kevin Williamson, the Hollywood Reporter has confirmed. The Zuckerman sisters previously served as showrunners for Season 1 of Peacock's Poker Face, starring Natasha Lyonne. They have also worked as writers and executive producers on series including Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Suits, Fringe, and Prodigal Son. Okay, I've heard of all these shows. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I saw the first season, I think, or did I see the first few episodes, then I stopped. Although my dad continued watching and he said it got very good. Suits, which is a show I love and I've seen many, 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 many times. Fringe and Prodigal Son. I've heard of Fringe and Prodigal Son, but I've never seen them. Suits is very good, but it's got a lot of writers, so you don't really know what they contributed to it. That's very vague when you're in a writer's room on a show. You don't know, are these the good writers or the not so good writers? So I don't know if they're that good, and quite frankly, if you look at their previous writing credits, this is not much when you get down to it. They got, look, 3 writing credits on Fringe, 6 writing credits on something called Human Target. They've got 29 writing credits on written on this show called Haven. Just 4 episodes of Suits, which is nothing, and you don't even know which episodes they are. It could have been the bad ones. 7 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., 4 episodes of Prodigal Son, and 1 episode of Poker Face, plus the cancelled Buffy the Vampire Slayer show, which was going to be like almost like a continuation of the original, which got cancelled because the pilot was not good. So they're the ones that are going to be writing Scream 8. I don't quite... No, anime, this is not the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer show. This was going to be a revival show they were going to do. That was going to be continuing. Kind of like how you have Cobra Kai, where you have a new cast and then the original are there. This was going to be something like that, where they were going to continue. But apparently the show was not impressive on paper. The script was not good for the pilot. And the studio just said cancel it. And Chloe Zhao was actually meant to be the showrunner. And some of the script pages got leaked. And they were very feministy, where they were like using lines of dialogue that we don't get in movies now because they're trying to walk away from it. But it was talking about men and their privilege and sexism and things like that. They were trying to pass it off as like casual dialogue, as that kind, where they're trying to pass it off as casual dialogue, but really it just sounds preachy on the page. That kind of stuff. So Chloe Zhao, a lot of people are saying, was not the right person for the project. So they should have hired someone else. But basically, these are the writers of Scream 8, and I don't think these sound like good writers. We'll have to see if they do good, but I don't know. I feel like, you know, it would be fun if we heard someone else write a script. Like, could you imagine if we heard Zach Kreger, for example, is the writer for the next Scream movie, the writer and director? It would be like, okay, this could be different or interesting. What could it be? You know what I mean? It would be like, it would be new. You'd be actually excited, like, oh, what's this writer gonna do? But when you just have generic writers like this, it feels like they're just writing a very paint-by-numbers sequel. It doesn't seem like they really care what kind of sequel they get, just so long as they get one. And yeah, I'm not very impressed. From what I heard, I even heard rumors that they want to start shooting later this year or at the beginning of next year. So they're not going to have that long to write the script, essentially. So, yeah, what do you guys think of these writers and their credentials? Do you think that makes them a good choice, or do you think it would have been cool to have a more known writer come in and write this? That's what I think. It would have been better. What did Zach Kreger write? He wrote Weapons recently. He also did that Barbarian, and he's doing the upcoming Resident Evil. So I guess he couldn't write this, but you get what I mean. It's just another name. Big Bash, I always wanted to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but my parents wouldn't allow me to when I was a kid. Since then, I have a brother who's seen, I think, all of it. I got a sister who's seen all of it. I tried to watch a few episodes, but it's got that Joss Whedon kind of humor that I don't like. Plus, it's a lot of seasons, and I don't have that time on me. I'd rather watch other shows from the olden days that's on my list. Oh, I liked it as a kid, anime. I always wanted to watch Buffy as a kid. It looked cool, but I think I've outgrown it now. Did Buffy get cancelled as well? So did its spin-off show. Anime says, God, this further discourages me not to watch these movies. Just watch the first one. Start with that. And if you want to see the others, you can. If you don't have to. But just make sure you watch the first one. The first one is my favorite horror movie of all time. That and The Conjuring 1 and 2 typically are like the 3 of my favorite horror movies. But Scream is always number 1. Anime says, not a bad resume, but not good enough to impress me. Mm. Let this franchise die. I liked it as a kid. Scary Movie 6 had Cinti dress up like Laurie Strode. Yeah, I know. Was it Scream 7 or 8 that came out recently? It was 7 that came out recently, and I think it hit digital now as well, I think I've heard. Okay, it seems like no one wants to, I'm not seeing no comments about it. How much money did Scream it made? Like $220 million worldwide. So yeah. Alright, we're at the Q&A now. Ask me. Arathon says Chloe Zhao is so overrated. Yep, she is, for sure. Apparently, she did not get along with Marvel as well, and they gave her more creative control. And yeah, she apparently didn't get on with them, I've heard. Adam Grunter says, is it a hot take to say that I think no horror series should go beyond 2 movies? Like, after the first film, you're already pushing it. No, you're right. But at the same time, you can go beyond them because, for example, Scream 4, I thought was a very good idea when it was commenting on remakes. Because there were a lot of horror movie remakes when Scream 4 came around. And the Scream franchise was kind of like took a break for 11 years. So the horror scene had changed a lot in that time. So they were able to like add something to the conversation. The problem with the later Scream movies, particularly 6 and 7, well, son of a bitch, I hate when I keep saying that. Particularly with 7 and 8, 6 they did that something in 6, even though the topic was different. 7 and 8. 7 and 8, the problem is that they were releasing the movies way too close together and the subject wasn't really changing. So I think with Scream 1, it made sense what they did with that. You know, like they were talking and joking about um just horror movies in general and how boring they can get and how crazy they got. The second movie was talking about horror sequels. The third movie was talking about trilogies. And the fourth movie was talking about remakes. And the fifth movie was talking about, was it like elevated horror, stuff like that? And what do they call it? Premakes or something? Or whatever they called it. So yeah, and then you've got the what did the sixth movie talk about? I think the sixth movie was just a revenge story, wasn't it? And then the seventh movie, I can't even remember really anything about the seventh movie anymore. By the way, I will be releasing my review of Scream 7 just separately soon for those that didn't watch my top list. I'll just be uploading that as a quick movie review. I didn't expect to do it this late, but I will be uploading that soon as well. Oh, Hugh Laurie sounds great as Dumbledore. That's good. You've been listening to the Harry Potter full cast audiobook edition. Oh, cool. Hope it was great. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I've got the book, so I personally like reading them. It takes me back to when I was a kid reading the books, so that's what I do. Tenrexy, I'm aware of the movie. I don't want to see any trailers. I just want to watch the film. So when it comes out, I'll see it. Khan, I've not seen Invincible, the new season, so I don't want to read anything you're saying. And I think I did just read a little bit. No spoilers, please. I've not seen it yet. Adam Grunther says, by the way, I just watched your Mario Galaxy review. I legit am shocked that you gave it such a positive score. Yeah, first of all, I'm not a huge fan of Mario. I've played the games, but not all of the games. I've mainly played, like, I think one of the Game Boy Advance games, which was Mario Kart. A handful of games on the DS of Mario. I played one Mario game, I think, on the 3DS. That's basically it. I played them on the portables, and that's it. I've not gotten a Switch, so I haven't. So I'm not big on Mario, but I've played a lot of the games though on the DS and stuff. So yeah, for maybe the fans will see other bigger problems with it, but for me, I was like, I still had fun like I did with the first movie. There was padding and there were certain problems, but I still had fun. Now, as always, when the versus video comes out, then my opinions might change, but you have to wait and see. Did you like Mario Galaxy or Sonic 2 better? Sonic 2. Sonic 2 was definitely better. Sonic 2. What did you think? Sonic 2 or Mario Galaxy? Love Grizzly Polar Bear says, I also got a question. What happened to your versus video tier on Patreon? I took it down because if you guys want to get a versus video done, get in touch with me and I'll be able to. Patreon takes a cut. And when they take a cut, it means you have to pay more for it. So I took it down and you guys can just donate to me directly via Streamlabs when you want to commission a versus video. So yeah, you said you wanted to commission a versus video from me, Love Grizzly Polar Bear. So like I said, get in touch with me on Patreon. You can become a free member or a paid member. Then you can DM me, and then we'll discuss it. And yeah, you can ask me questions and things, and we can get it done. I know Anime wants me to do a versus video with a movie-based game and a movie. I still have to look into that game before I tell him how much, the commission is, because game versus videos are trickier. I know, Adam. It's just versus videos, they take a lot out of me. They take a lot out of me creatively, they take a lot out of me emotionally, they take a lot out of me with regards to time. It is just a huge undertaking. So I was like, I have to raise the rate. So but like I says, get in touch if you want to. Tell me what versus video you want me to do, and then we can discuss. And I'll let you know what the price point is. So yeah. Let's see. Arathon says, "Gonna get going, gang. See you all at the watch party. Might be a bit late though. Boom operating that day. No worries, bud. We might be watching The Iron Giant on our next watch party. I've been feeling nostalgic towards that movie recently, so yeah. If you wanna, I haven't just fully decided yet, but that's the one I'm pretty sure we'll be hitting on. We'll be hitting on. You know what I mean? That's the one we'll probably be selecting. Um, so yeah. Hopefully, I'll see you next week on the watch party." When will Eric Carter Plus be active, says 10 Rexy? I'm going to be uploading... I'm going to be re-uploading content onto that channel, so I'll be taking individual segments from my Versus videos and uploading them there in hopes to attract people to my Versus videos. I can then say, if you want to watch the full Versus video, click on this annotation or this video link, and if you want to watch another segment, click on this link. That's what the Eric Carter Plus channel will mainly be there for. Plus, if I do commentaries on Versus videos or something, I'll put them there as well, like some behind-the-scenes stuff for you guys to see. Eric, what's your thoughts on Madagascar? The first movie, I really enjoyed it as a kid, but I never got to see any of the sequels, and as an adult, I've heard they're actually quite good, so I've been curious to, but I've never got around to it. Logman says, sorry I'm late, I just got back from the new Mario movie and I liked it. Oh, cool. If you see my review, I liked it too. Fleur says, hey Eric, you rather prefer the original plans of Daredevil Born Again Season 1 or the one we got from the Overhaul changed? I prefer the one that we got from the Overhaul, but even that one I thought was lacking, if you've seen my Versus video. Who is your favorite villain from Invincible? My favorite villain was actually Omni-Man when he was a villain. But it seems like he's changed now based on the previous season. I've still not seen Season 4. My favorite villain now is hard to say. I feel like we're still being introduced to the villains and we've not fully seen what they can do. But the guy that we saw in the last season that Mark had to fight, and so did Eve, that guy was intense. He was just a crazy mofo. So, I'd say probably him. He was a mess, see that dude, like crazy. Will you remake your first video? I'm not going to remake it. I'll just be re-uploading segments from them. And then I will, like I said, put commentary videos and stuff there. And other stuff. Conquest, is that his name? Yeah. He was really good. Especially when he was fighting, his little stepbrother. That was insane. Eric, I do have a question for you. Will you be reviewing Avengers Doomsday when it comes out in December? Yes, I will. I don't know if I'll be covering Dune 3, for example, because there's a lot to cover in December, and Dune, I've not covered the first two, so I feel like if I didn't cover the third, I don't know if anyone would really care, but we'll see what happens. December is a packed month. DC has better heroes and overall villains than Marvel. Marvel is so overrated, like Tom and Jerry is so overrated. I like Tom and Jerry. Oliver, yep. I've not seen the previous season, so I need in a while, so I need to. When I watch the new one, I'll get a recap. How'd you get verified on YouTube? I have no idea. When I was reviewing smartphones back in the day, I got verified, or was it even before then I got verified? And I didn't really have that many subscribers, and people were saying to me at the time, like, you got 2,000 subscribers, how'd you get verified? I was like, I don't know. I just put in my bio, I'm Eric Carter from ecartman12.blogspot.com, and they must have thought I was official or something, and they gave me a check mark, so yeah, I just somehow got it. Adam says, what did you think of Dune 2 out of curiosity? It's been a while. I think I liked it, but it's been a while. I need to see them again before I see the third one because a lot happens in those movies. And I think I had made the mistake of not rewatching the first movie before seeing the second one. So I felt like I didn't get as much out of it as I should have. So I'm gonna watch it again, and I'm gonna watch the first one again, and then the second one again, leading up to the third movie. So maybe then I'll have more to say about it. Eric, would you rather watch the Disney live action remakes or DreamWorks live action How to Train Your Dragon? DreamWorks live action How to Train Your Dragon. It wasn't as painful as the Disney ones. Tom and Jerry had a dark scene when they were getting run over by a train. Yeah, when they were almost gonna do the off themselves. Yeah. Grizzly Polar Bear says, I like Tom and Jerry too, but I just find them a little overrated. But fun fact, Joseph Barbera and William Hanna behind Hanna-Barbera are Tom and Jerry OG creators at MGM. Yeah, I'm aware of that, yeah. What are your thoughts on Peach character in Mario Galaxy movie? She was fine, Kayla, but some people are saying to me in the one person said to me in the comments that she's a girl boss and that's why they don't like her. I'm like, she was a girl boss in the first movie, and I was I was bringing that up in my video of it, my versus video. Eric, does Titan from Megamind remind you of Homelander? A little, but they're very, very different. Very different. But yeah, she was a girl boss there. I'm not too much of a fan of that with Princess Peach either. But I don't know. In the second movie, I kind of just accepted it. Eric, would you be reviewing the Harry Potter reboot and Jumanji 4 when they both come out in December alongside Avengers Doomsday? Yeah, probably. Yeah, Jumanji probably not. But Harry Potter, I think I will. I'll try to do a versus video of the show. Oh, we got the new Avatar coming out in a couple of months. The next Avatar Last Airbender show on Disney Plus. Jeez, dude, I am not looking forward to having to do another versus video of that. The first Avatar, I put so much work into that. I remember that actually did kind of, in terms of, it got very little viewership, my Avatar versus video, and I put so much work in that, and that actually did, that was disheartening to me, I remember. That's probably why my versus videos slowed down after that, you'll notice. Because the amount of work I put in that, and in the end, for some reason, it didn't really get much views. I remember that really kind of like demotivated me. Yeah, that's probably why the versus videos slowed down after that. But then I picked them back up again. Thanks, Big Bash. I watched it a few months ago, and I was like, oh yeah, no wonder I like the depressing thoughts came back. I was like, no wonder I stopped a bit because I put so much work into that, and no one really at the time there wasn't as much views on it. Don't worry, Creators Edits. Don't worry about it. What do you think? Who do you think was in the right, Invincible or Cecil, about villains? It depends what season you're talking about. I hope it's not the recent season because Cecil talks a lot of stuff like that. But yeah, I think Cecil had some truth to what he said, but he also was a bit of a prick as well. I have thoughts on the ending of The Iron Giant, which I'll mention during the watch parties at anime. Okay, cool. I'm curious to know because I have thoughts on the ending too, as to whether you think it's an overly happy ending where they wrap it up with a bow, or if there's something else to it. And I think there is something more you could take out of that ending. We'll talk about it on the watch party next week on my private Discord. I didn't watch Avatar because I haven't seen the Avatar The Last Airbender. Oh, Ten Rex, you haven't seen that Last Airbender cartoon show? Watch it. It's my favorite animated show of all time. Yeah, I don't like when they make those Spider-Man spin-offs. Adam says you should do more ranking videos. Oh, did you see my Scream ranking video? What did you think? Did you comment and I missed it, or did you not comment? Because when I try something new like that, that kind of feedback is very good. I could really use that kind of feedback to decide whether I should do more. Is Scary Movie the next ranking? Lol. I don't know. Although I did consider doing an uncut Let's Watch reaction of the scary movies because I've not seen them all. I saw one when I was like 12 or 13. I haven't seen it again since. I've just seen a couple of clips. So I should probably watch that again. Maybe record my reaction leading up to the new movie. We'll see. Anime. Is Scary Movie the next ranking? We'll see. You should do a Zombie Island watch party and also Big Bash have hot take. Have you seen the Looney Tunes show, Eric? Yes, I have. Eric, have you ever seen the Looney Tunes show? Yes, I have. I used to watch it a lot when I was younger. But that's interesting, Adam Grunther. I'm glad you like it. A lot of people did actually like that Scream ranking video. So yeah, I'd like to do more. If you guys have any ideas, by all means, go ahead and I'll look into it. Flora says, "Hey Eric, did you know that Sony is rebooting that crappy Spider-Man spin-off universe? I heard something about that, yeah. How about a Spider-Man ranking video," says Khan. Yeah, that's not a bad one. Anime says, "I haven't been engaged in a 30-minute YouTube video in a while." Oh, really? Is the Scream ranking video the one that you're talking about that engaged you? Adam Grunther says, "I've never seen a single Scream movie, so I honestly can't say I have an opinion, but I really want to see you rank more films." Oh, okay. Cool. Anime says, "I watched it all the way through." I'm glad. I did a lot of jokes in that as well, which I'm very happy with, like the Mojo Jojo joke, because the voice actor for Ghostface actually did Mojo Jojo later, and I put that in there as a gag. But yeah, Adam Grunther, watch the first Scream. It's my favorite horror movie of all time. Big Bash says, "I loved that ranking video." Oh, that's nice, guys. Thanks for that. Do you have a versus video idea with all the movies coming in December? Not in one video, in individual videos. I don't know. We'll see. Doomsday, I might have a versus video on. Infinity War versus Doomsday, maybe. So yeah. No, I've always seen Jerry as the villain. I think a lot of people have. I don't think that's a hot take. I'd love to see you rank the Batman movies. Ooh, that would be fun, wouldn't it? Yeah, well, consider it. Hey Eric, have you watched the Marvel Zombies show from Disney Plus? I tried. I watched like 10 to 15 minutes, then I had to turn it off. It was so boring. I was like, what's with this pacing here? And the animation was just so unpleasant to look at. And to start with the characters they did, I'm like, you guys are keep pushing characters on us that we don't want to see. And they were pushing the was it Kamala Khan, Riri Williams, and Kate Bishop? I was like, that's a weak lineup. Adam Grunther says, "Are you ever going to check out X-Men 97? Possibly. I mean, if you want, you can commission that kind of thing, and I'll do it. Anime recently commissioned me to watch Adolescence, and I did that. That was 4 episodes. But right now, I'm kind of packed. I'm watching Daredevil Born Again. I'm considering watching Invincible Season 4 as a Let's Watch reaction. I haven't really got any slots, but I can make it if someone commissions it. But as my own slots go, I think my own slots are full, so I've got, other videos to work on. But I know you've been like the biggest person that has been pushing me to see that show for a long time now. And in that time, season 2 is still not out. Can you believe it? That's kind of interesting. But we'll see. Right now I'm busy, but I can't free up time for myself right now. We'll see. Unless it was something I had to do. That's why I mentioned the commission thing. Otherwise, I don't think I will anytime soon. No, I've still not seen Arcane Season 2, and I want to. Eric, I enjoyed Super Mario Brothers animated movie and Super Mario Galaxy movie. Mm, I'm glad you did. I really enjoyed them too. Oh, Arathorn just sent me a message. Goat. Arcane should have done a third season instead of rushing it all in one. See, that's what I've heard. That season 2 just rushes it. Oh, cool. Brett is back. Where the hell has Brett been? Movie King just showed on my Discord server that Brett is back. Oh, where am I? Where am I? Arcane's animation is actually so stunning. It is stunning. Beautiful to look at. Eric, would you rank every Marvel phase from phase 1 to phase 5? That sounds like an undertaking and a half there, buddy. I don't know if I'd want to. Oh, look at that. We're 2 hours and 4 minutes into the stream. I think that means it's about time I wrap this up. All right, guys, I'll give you 2 minutes. So when we get to 2 hours and 6 minutes, we'll be up. So if there's any questions you want to ask, now's the time. If you want them to be in front of the line, then you got Super Chats and Streamlabs chats for that, and I'll answer your questions immediately. Plus, if you join my Patreon right now or become a YouTube member, I will write your name down right here, and it will be there for uploaded on this video for as long as this video is up. You know, which hopefully will be forever on this channel. Everybody else loves cars, but you don't because it's boring, says Rohan. Batman and Spider-Man are the best superheroes of all time outside of Marvel and DC. I also just rewatched Beauty and the Beast, such a masterpiece, and didn't need to be remade. My favorite Disney movie. Yeah, Beauty and the Beast is my favorite Disney movie too. Yeah, Batman and Spider-Man are the best superheroes of all time. You know, yeah, they are. Trust me, having your name there is such an honor. Oh, that's nice to hear, anime. Thanks. Adam Grunther says, "What movies are you ranking, Adam Grunther? 3, 1. Oh, the phases. 3, 1, 2, 5, 4. I think everyone can agree with 4 being last." Mm. Eric, have I seen Roundhay Garden? No, I haven't. I have a commentary. Oh, I've already read your comment. Garrett says, "Hey Eric, I've been making a fan story combining Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V with Sonic and the Black Knight. Can you give me advice on how to make sure King Arthur and the 12 Knights are good threats?" Spur of the moment right now, when I'm trying to like answer a few questions at the end of the stream, I don't think I can. Sorry, bud. I don't think I can. And that is actually a thinker. So I'm not entirely sure. Have you seen Invincible? I have, but I haven't seen the current season that's out right now. Okay. All right, guys, it's 2 hours 6 minutes. 2 minutes is up. So a huge thanks to all of you. Had a great amount, had a great amount of fun as always. Thank you for showing up to the stream, Adam Grunther. It was great to see you again. It's been a while. If you can, even if it's a short comment, please do drop a comment. So that way, I love seeing all your guys' names pop up on all of my videos, and I can respond back to you too, or at least give you a heart on your comment. So, yeah, guys, it was a ton of fun chatting with all of you. Oh, Dark Lord missed the whole stream. I'm sorry to hear that, bud. Uh, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, unless you want to join us for our watch party next week, which will most likely be the Iron Giant. I can chat with you then if you want to join that on my Discord server. So I'll let you guys know. If you join this perk, you'll get access to my private Discord server, where you can join the channels where we talk about movies, TV shows, games, the latest movies, latest shows, Marvel stuff, DC stuff, comic book stuff, video game stuff. And every 2 weeks, we do a watch party, which will our next watch party will be a week from now on Sunday. So if you want to join that, great. I'll see you face to face as we chat and then we watch the movie and talk about the movie and any other stuff you want to talk about. It really helps support the channel and it will allow me to do this full time. So that's the perk you want to go to for that. If you want to just get trailer reactions, like my new reaction to the new He-Man trailer, the new Supergirl trailer, and there was another trailer as well, which I've just forgotten about. But basically, I cover a lot of trailer reactions. You can watch them all uncut there. Also, you can gain early access to my Versus videos here, access to my game show, and also through this, you'll be able to gain access to my Let's Watch episodes where I react to episodes or movies and shows, and you see my uncut reaction. Right now, I'm reacting to Daredevil Born Again Season 2. They'll all be here first before you get really cut down edited versions on YouTube. And you'll get to see me react when the episodes come out and as I'm watching them. And tomorrow, Daredevil Born Again Season 2, Episode 2, my reaction for that will go up on Patreon, my uncut reaction. And then the day after, you should have my reaction to Episode 3 up there as well. So, like I said, you guys really have no idea just how much content is coming to Patreon. I've got so much that I've been putting up on Patreon. So, yep, guys, thanks for watching. I had a great time chatting with you. Can't wait to see all of you next time. Dark Lord, have you seen all the Mole Shadow Lord trailers? No, I haven't, because I'm trying to stay away, and I can't wait to see the show tomorrow when it comes out, the 2 episodes. So I'm going to be watching that tomorrow. So, yeah, big thanks for watching, guys. Can't wait to see you guys on the watch party next week and on the live stream the week after that as well. So thank you guys very much for watching. Really appreciate it. And thank you very much for the super chats and Streamlabs chats. And I'll catch all of you very soon. Take care.